Pablo Escobar, the famous drug lord who was once the world's most sought man, hid a sizable portion of his estimated $50 billion fortune around Colombia. The king of cocaine is regarded as one of the most notorious criminals to have ever lived. Escobar's drug trafficking business with the United States, with a particular emphasis on the 1980s, made him one of the wealthiest men in the world by the time he turned 35. Until today, it is difficult to ascertain the flow of drugs sold and the total worth of money gathered. Most of this money was lost and was never found. Pablo Escobar, full name Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria, was born in Rio Negro on December 1, 1949. As the leader of the Medellin cartel, the Colombian criminal was undoubtedly the most potent drug trafficker in the 1980s and early 1990s. He started out by importing radio equipment, selling forged diplomas, and stealing gravestones to sell. Escobar also stole automobiles, and in 1974, he was arrested for the first time because of this offense. Colombia's cocaine industry has expanded due to its proximity to Bolivia, Ecuador, and Peru, which are significant producers of coca, the plant used to make cocaine, and because Escobar has been involved in drug smuggling. He contributed to the establishment of the Medellin cartel in the middle of the 1970s. His notable partners included the Ochoa brothers, Juan David, Jorge Luis, and Fabio. Escobar was the organization's leader, which mostly concentrated on the manufacture, distribution, and sale of cocaine. Escobar is considered to have caused almost 4,000 deaths in total. Nonetheless, other Colombians were drawn to him because of his humble upbringing, and he won their support by distributing generous sums of money and making investments in poor neighborhoods of Medellin. Even supported neighborhood soccer teams. When he was chosen to fill an open seat in the Colombian Congress in 1982, it was clear how popular he was with the majority of the population. However, he was forced by law to resign 2 years later as a result of a campaign to reveal his criminal behavior. According to Forbes, Pablo Escobar was the 7th richest person in the world in 1989. He would rank 18th on that list if he were still living today and earning the same amount of money. The cartel once almost controlled the entire island of the Bahamas, which they utilized as a fueling station for their planes transporting cocaine out of Colombia. The island featured a 1-kilometer airstrip where they would land their big planes, load the cocaine onto smaller planes, and then fly off to land on isolated dirt roads in southern Florida, where the cocaine would eventually reach the streets of the United States. The cartel was bringing in roughly 15 tons of cocaine illegally into the country every day. As a result, they controlled 84 to 90% of the cocaine supply in the United States and around 80% of the total global cocaine supply. The cartel spent an average of $1,000 to refine each kilogram of cocaine and an additional $4,000 to transport it into the United States. The kilo cost $5,000 to transport to the streets of the United States and could sell for anything between $50,000 and $70,000. This indicated that Escobar's cartel was bringing in $60 million daily. This translates to $420 million every week. Yet none of this richness could remain forever. Escobar, who turned 44 on December 2, 1993, reportedly celebrated his birthday with cake, wine, and marijuana. The next day, his hiding place in Medellin was found. While Colombian forces raided the property, Escobar and a bodyguard managed to escape to the roof. Escobar was pursued and engaged in a gunfight before being killed by gunshot. Yet, some people thought he killed himself. Once he died, the Medellin cartel quickly fell apart. When Colombian authorities invaded Medellin and captured Escobar's cartel, Maria Victoria Henao, Pablo's wife, and 2 children packed their stuff and fled. The family eventually traveled to Buenos Aires, Argentina, when Mozambique and Germany turned them away as refugees. Sebastián Marroquín, Escobar's son, is considered worth $30 million. He works as an architect in Argentina, but he has made numerous trips to Colombia to visit his father's grave. As an author, he has written about life in a drug dealer's home. In light of this, how did Pablo Escobar become the richest criminal ever? Simple. Drugs, guns, and gangsters' paradise.